Hi everybody, welcome to today's event. We're live here at Tiger Transfers, the UK Home of Heat application. My name's Andy. I'm also joined by my colleague Molly today, and we look after all training and education courses here at Tiger Transfers. Today we're going to be covering best practices for screen printed heat application. This will include top tips for ensuring a longer lasting heat transfer, heat printing accessories that will save you time and increase product quality, how to maximize profit when ordering custom heat transfers, how to include our limited edition Shimmer Inks in your transfer orders for free, and then we'll finish with a Q&A where you'll be able to ask us anything about heat printing you'd like to know. For those new to Tiger Transfers, along with being the UK's leading manufacturer of custom heat transfers, including screen printed transfers, which we'll cover today, and ultracolour heat transfers, we're also part of the Styles and Hotronix group, the world's leading supplier of heat presses and heat transfer vinyl. So if you've got any questions about those, please leave a comment below and be more than happy to answer those at the end. Before I get into the part about application, I'm just going to pass over to my colleague Molly, who's going to teach you a little bit more about what a screen printed heat transfer is.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's live event. I just want to quickly go over a
Okay, thank you very much, Molly. So today I'm going to be using the Hotronix Auto Open Heat Press. This is one of our leading heat presses. This is part of the Hotronix range, so you get the US build quality that comes with it. One of the really great functions about this press is the Auto Open feature. So this is really great for saving transfer integrity. Basically, put it down and it will auto open at the end. So I'm just going to grab our first item. Because I've already given that the pre-press timer, just going to give it one more press. You'll see here, this has got the over-center adjustment. So this is one of Styles' patented features. Basically what that means is you get perfect pressure every time it comes down. Because it comes down evenly from the middle, it means that no matter where you're applying your heat transfer vinyl or heat transfer, you're always going to get exactly the same pressure, which is really key, as we'll see today, when we're using quite difficult products. So for instance, today, I'm going to be using red polo shirt, which for those that are already in the game will know that getting around these buttons can be really quite difficult. So there's a couple of tips for doing that. So one of those is actually using a pillow. So what you do is you get the pillow, and that way we can isolate the area. So I'm just going to use a long pillow today. These are all available on tigertransfers.com. If you're those who are following along, you'll be able to see a link in the description. So what we're going to do, as we put this shirt on here, so we can use the incredible feature here of the auto open, because we have it on the caddy stand today, you'll see that right here, where we have the heat printing pillow, we've managed to raise the area a bit. so the actual buttons will fall right off, and all the pressure will be applied exactly where we want it to be. So there's not going to be anything raised up to make sure that this is so just getting there. Is there? Anyone give me a thumbs up? I've got a few people saying they can't hear us. Can you just give me a thumbs up to make sure you can hear me okay? Okay, so I'll carry on now. So first of all, make sure we use our cover sheet. So we're going to give it a pre-press. One of the great features about the auto-open heat press is it has a digital readout just here. Can't quite see it on the screen. I'll just hover it down a little bit. You'll be able to see right here. It tells exactly what temperature it is. So it's going to be 160 degrees Celsius because it is a heat transfer, or custom ink heat transfer. And we're going to have 2 timers on this. It's a dual timer machine, so it means we can set a pre-press application. So we do that for 5 seconds. The reason we're going to do that is because when you're storing your shirts or your bags, you never know quite how much moisture is going to be in the garment, and any moisture will have a really negative impact on the garment you're using. So always give it a bit of a pre-press. It makes it a nice flat surface, gets any moisture out of it. We're going to go on a medium pressure here. It comes right back up. So then what we need to do is get one of our heat transfers. So this is our lovely heat transfer sheet here. So let's find a nice one for this section. So let's just use one of our new Shimmer Inks. We're going to get into a little bit more information later on about how to use one of these. These are only available on custom.targettransfers.com. So I'm just going to place the one here. What I'm also going to do to make sure, because we're using 2 different transfers at the same time, I'm also just going to use a bit of heat tape on this just to make sure we hold them in the right place. So use at home. This is heat tape. It's basically heat application tape. So that means you can take the heat of the press. It's not going to melt. It's going to be absolutely fine. Pop it on there. It means your transfer is going to stay in place when you pull the press down. And what that means is you're going to get exactly where you want it to be. And this is only £6 a roll. So we're going to give this 10 seconds because it's a 1 to 5 colour screen printed heat transfer. When it pops back up in a sec, it'll all be done. Because it's a heat transfer, we'll be giving it a cold peel. So what that means is I'm just going to set it to the side for a minute, let it cool down a little bit, and then just a moment, once it's cooled down a bit, I'll give you the grand reveal on that. So it's just another look at the heat pillow here. So basically it's made out of a nice Teflon material, so it's not going to burn. It gives it a nice cushion feel. And we have this in multiple different sizes, so depending on what sort of garments you're doing, it's really great for the polo shirt where you can really isolate that area and make sure that those buttons are going absolutely nowhere near the heat press that way. So like I say, we'll let that cool down. It'll take a minute. But while we're waiting for that, we can get prepared for our next application that way. So what we have here, we have another shirt with buttons again. But we're going to use a different technique this time. So this time we're going to use a foam pad. So sometimes you have quite a tricky option that you might have. So you might want to actually make something a bit more custom. So we sell these heat applicable foam pads. These are £9, and you can cut these to any shape you want. So you can make them circular, triangles, whatever you need to do. That way you can just isolate the area of the garment you want to cover. So I'm just going to pop this on over here. Again, you'll see it's just raised up a little bit. I'm just going to push it a little bit more just to make sure that none of the seam is being covered here. Again, nice flat surface with the foam pad, so we're going to get perfect application that way. Again, I'm just going to use the cover sheet, so we're going to give it a pre-press again for 5 seconds. Always making sure we're using best practice for that. So just need to take a little bit of pressure off because the foam pad's a little bit more rigid than the heat printing pillow. Oops. Enjoying that one. There we go. that's a bit better. Because of the extra seam on this polo shirt, I'll just show you actually. You can see here, it's got quite a thick patch of seam here. So actually the pillow is a little bit better on this occasion. I'm using a different size one this time because we've got quite a big surface area and I want to put quite a nice size transfer print on this. So, for those asking at home, the heat press here that we're using is the 40 by 50 centimetre version. So, this is available for 1470 on targettransfers.com. Again, just to remind you, that has the auto open feature here with the electric magnet. So, it means that if you're working on lots of different tasks at the same time, it means you can walk away and not have to worry about the transfer over applying that way. So again, I'm just going to put some of our Christmas transfers on here. Go for a nice big print this time. So taking another piece out of our gang sheet here, I'm just going to apply this right on the middle bit here. So this is quite a big transfer, so I'll be okay without transfer tape on this occasion. Make sure we've got a cover sheet nice and covered, so we're going to give that 10 seconds. And for those asking at home, if you're curious about when you should invest in an auto-open heat press versus one of the cheaper or more expensive models, we find that generally speaking, the payoff for this is 117 t-shirts. So that means if you think you can sell 117 t-shirts in a year, which is 10 a month, then you're at the point where you can afford a auto-open heat press. If you're not quite at that point yet, I'd go with the Max or the Clan Basic. If you think you can sell at least 117, then I'll go with the auto-open model or above, because the payoff is so quick on it. Like I said, it's about, if you're selling a premium t-shirt, you're looking at about £14 profit per order, so you can very quickly pay off the auto-open heat press. So while we wait for that to cool, I'm going to bring it back to our original order here. So we're going to wait and see how the big reveal on this one is. I can already see it's ready to come off. So let me just get the edge of the tape. Because of that smooth application, you can see straight away this is coming off really, really easily. And it's got a silver shimmer, nice polo shirt print here. And if you catch the light, you can see all the bits of silver glittering away in this. Really nice and easy. And this is on there for at least 60 washes. So we pride ourselves in having longer lasting transfers than any of our competitors. And the screen printed transfer is a prime example of that. It's got a nice, smooth, soft finish in here. So that's going to last and last, even at washing at high temperatures. So there you go. That's it. All it took was 10 seconds and immediately you turn this polo shirt into a much more premium product. So we're just waiting for the grey one to cool a little bit further. So while I wait for that, I just want to explain a little bit more about the Hotronix heat press. So those of you that are new to this press, one of the great functions you can get here is the auto replace feature. So this has got a quick release function here. So if you wanted to put a lower platen, so another way of isolating the print area is to change the platens. So all of the Hotronix machines have compatible platens on the bottom, so you can get a replacement one for about, they start £137.50, they come in about 12 different sizes. So no matter what type of application you're trying to do, you'll always be able to find an option that works for you. Some of our customers find it more efficient to just have a smaller platen on it, and you can throw it straight on that way. So I just got a question here from Maya that I'm just going to quickly pop on the screen. So this is, do you ever press a second time? So to be honest with you, it's rare that we press a second time. Because of the accuracy of the Hotronix machines, you've got perfect temperature, you've got perfect time, and you've got perfect pressure. So you can measure the three key factors in heat pressure, so time, temperature, pressure. if you can control and measure all of those, you shouldn't ever need to do a second press because you're going to get it right first time every time that way. And the Hotronix press, because of that, so you've got the over-centered adjustment, you've got the temperature readout, and you've got the time accuracy here. And you've got these perfect heat transfers that are built to last, and they're very durable. Is that the combination of everything working together, there shouldn't be a reason to press a second time. So should be ready to do the reveal on our second jumper. So I'll just get nice and close for you so you can see the big reveal yourself. So you're just going to very easily, you can see this is coming off so easily. I'll get nice and close for you. You can see straight away. You can see you can see the nice glimmer, especially on that gold there. Looks really good. So this is one of our new limited edition products we've got in time for Christmas. We've got special shimmer inks. But you can see as well, get close to the edge there, picking at it, and nothing's coming off. These are on there permanently, so there's no need for a second press on these. There's no edges that are peeling away. These are on there perfectly. Because we managed to control every element that we needed to with this application, is that this is done. It can be packed, it can be sent to your customer, and you can be on your way with that one. So I just have one more product I'd like to show you as well, because it's Christmas and I want to talk to you about how you can make some real gains to your business at this time of year. So a heat transfers are so durable that you can put it on just about any product. So one of the other options you can do is a bag. So again, I'm going to use my heat printing pillow on this one. If you were doing lots of bags, I'd recommend going with the interchangeable lower platinum and going for a smaller size, so you can just put your bag straight on it that way. But today we're just going to pop the pillow inside it. So you can see the handles are hanging nicely over it. This bit has been pushed up just the right amount. So I'll put my cover sheet on it again. Give it the pre-press once more. Doesn't matter what material it is, always go with the pre-press because you never know quite how much moisture has been retained in those. Then I'm going to go for a Christmas hat. So you can see I've only used 2 portions of this. I managed to maintain the rest of my design, but I've still got loads of transfers left on that. Next up, we're going to use Father Christmas's hat. So I'm just going to cut around this. Go over gang sheets in a minute, but for those that are new to the terminology of gang sheets, it essentially means you can gang up your designs onto one transfer sheet. That way you can really maximise profits that way, get the most out of your designs. So left with a nice Father Christmas hat. Pop it on the top there. Already done the pre-press, so I'm going to give it 10 seconds again. Medium pressure, so on a Hotronix machine, we're looking at 4 to 6 level. So that give you, right there it says you're reading between 0 and 9. So that way you can always be guaranteed the perfect press that way. Again, that's quite hot. So we're going to take that off the side, remove the pillow because the pillow retains a little bit of heat, but it's not going to burn your hands, and we'll just put it to the side so it can cool down a bit. We can see if we've got any questions. Okay, so we've got a question. How much more expensive are transfers than CAD cut vinyls? Good question. A lot of it comes down to how much you want to spend weeding. So if you've got a really complicated design, I'd always recommend going for screen printed transfer. As you can see on the sheet here, the detail is incredible. So if you imagine how long it would take you to weed a sheet like this, and then work out how much you would want to pay yourself an hour to do that, that's kind of where the cost calculation comes. So for me, if I could see, you could see how many calculus you've got to do that. Me personally, that would probably take me 5-10 minutes to weed that whole thing. I might say, actually, Joe, it's too much. I put more of a premium on my time, and at that point, I'd rather spend the money on heat transfers. But to give you a bit of an idea on cost, I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you. So you can see right here, I'm just on the Target Transfers website. So what I'm just going to do is quickly go to our 1 to 5 colour screen page. So if you wanted to order your own products here, this is where you go to. So today we're covering screen transfers. So I've used an A3 sheet and I've put, for those at home, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 designs on it. So I'm just going to add a little text here. So I've got 7 designs on that. If I was to make an order, so £183 would get me 100 sheets times 7. So £1.83 per sheet divided by 7. You're looking about 25p per transfer that way. So I guess one calculation is to work out how much it will cost you to do that in vinyl. And it's normally very comparable. And then the other part is how much time you're going to spend doing it, and work out calculation of the whole. So t-shirt transfers, payoff of the press, and your own time. And then you'll be able to work out when you should and shouldn't be using heat transfers. Generally speaking, once you start to scale your business, you can see straight away it tends to be more profitable for a lot of companies to go to heat transfers. And because we manufacture here in Braintree and Essex, we can turn your orders around in 2 days, so we can get those straight back to you. So there's not a lag in terms of having to wait either. By the time you actually need them, they'll already be here with you that way.
Got one more question.
Yes, go for it. When pressing my ultracolour heat transfers, I get a black outline when there is no outline. So I would say that is not something that we normally experience with ultracolour transfers. So in that case, I would give our customer service team a ring there, or send us an email, info@targettransfers.com. It's probably just a very simple thing we can work out there. Probably what it means normally is that there's multiple shades of black in the design. It probably means that because ultracolour can get so much fine detail and gradient, it's probably just picking up an outline that's within the Photoshop design of it, and it's printing everything you've asked it to print. But you probably just might want a layer turning off on your design. Thank you very much for that. So I just want to quickly give you a little bit of a reveal on the final application today. So just a reminder, this is our screen printed heat transfer. See how easy that peels away. And you've got this fantastic, you've got a bit of red metallic and silver shimmer design here, which immediately, because this is not something that's available anywhere else, you can immediately add much more of a premium finish to your products that way. Take it to your customers and offer it to them. See if they fancy something a bit different this Christmas, because it will enable you to add more premium to your finished product, and also enable them to earn a high premium on their product to their end customer user as well. So these are only available until mid-December, and then they will be going away until next Christmas. So make sure you get your orders in quick, so we can get those printed for you, and you can start promoting them to your customers. So do we have any more questions about the heat press? I think we're good there.
I don't think we do. Shall we quickly talk about the quick stick platinum protectors that are on the press?
Absolutely. So everyone that was watching at home would have seen just how easy it was to get the garment on and off this heat press. That's because, see, again, it's because we've got this lower quick slip protection on here. So this is how the heat press looks when it arrives to you. You've got this nice Hotronix blue pad, but sometimes if you want to make those incremental gains and get a little bit more in efficiency with the heat press, it helps to put a quick slip protector. So it fits really nice and easy onto all Hotronix heat and Styles heat presses. What it does, it's a heat resistant surface, but it's quite a smooth finish. So that's why you can get the garments on and off so quickly. So again, just talking about cost savings and efficiencies, you think about how much time you can save per item. So if you're working all day and you're saving 10 seconds each time, that time can quickly add up, and you can get that work out that little bit quicker. If you've got a job you might take a day and a half, you might be able to get it done in a day, and be able to move on to your next one at that point.
Okay, I think we're good. No more questions coming through.
In
No.
that case, we're going to just going to hand back to Molly, and I'm just going to get ready to show you how to create a gang sheet.
Okay, one thing I also want to quickly mention as well about the quick slip protectors Andy was just talking about is that they also help protect your heat press, which results in you not having to then invest in one further down the line. So rather than having dye and moisture and fluff from your transfers and garments on the heat press platens, both the top and the bottom one, they'll last longer, meaning you don't have to then invest in another platen or another heat press. Less cleaning is involved, so it's just a better investment overall. They vary in price, but they're not overly expensive, between sort of £40 and £50 per quick slip, and it really does help not have to invest in more expensive equipment further down the line. So we'd highly recommend that, and I'll just put the link for the quick slips in the description now.
And for those that haven't got a Hotronix heat press yet, we are running some great bundle deals, which include the quick slip protector and the auto-open heat press. So do have a look under the heat press section. It's just heat transfer bundles, so you'll get all the accessories you would possibly need to get started. You get heat transfer credit, which you can spend on custom.targettransfers.com. So you have literally everything business in the box ready to go. Or if you're adding another heat press to your arsenal of presses, you've got everything you need to add that next designer into your mix that way. So just to talk about, so as I mentioned before, I was using a gang sheet today. So this is where you basically put multiple images on a sheet to create greater cost efficiencies. So I'm just going to take you quickly how to do this. So just sharing my screen with you again. So I'm just on custom.targettransfers.com. So I'll just walk this through for you again. So this is our easy view online ordering hub. So any heat transfers you need to order, everything you need is on this page. So you've got screen printed heat transfers, which are 1 to 5 color, and you've got the ultra color heat transfers, which are for your gradients and tonals. So as Molly was discussing earlier, 1 to 5 colors are a great product to get started. If you're using up to 3 colors, it's the best price point for you as well. And if you, especially at this time of year when you're kind of doing reds and greens and quite simple things, it's a really great product for you. So at this point, you've got 2 options. You can either choose to go for an individual shape. So you might want to just get loads of neck labels done, or, you know, to save time on this time of year, you might actually want us to cut them all for you. So in that instance, you just choose the size option that works for you. But if you've got the time, and it's only just the beginning of October, I'd encourage you to go down the gang sheet route. So the gang sheet can be any size sheet, but to get the best value, I'd go with an A3 sheet. So I'm just going to load that up. And for 1 to 5 color screen, we recommend using an EPS design format ideally, but it can take PDF and SVG files as well. So I'm just going to add some screen printed designs here. So I've already added this one earlier. So we created this sheet in Illustrator. You could use other design platforms as well. Just save it as an EPS file. All you need to do is add it in. So it's just going to be working out the number of colors in this. So it's identified that there are 5 colors in this design. And then it's just going to ask us to make sure we select the right color. So everything we do for screen printed designs is Pantone matched. So if you have a company that you're working with that has a specified Pantone color, please do let us know if it's not on the list already, because we can always add them on for you. At the moment, we have about 500 colors, so most should be covered. But just if it's not on there, just ask us and we'll add it to you. We'll get that up and done straight away. So this design here, you can see we've got lots of colors in it, but because we're only doing a 1 to 5 color process, we're just going to change it to 5. It's just because the previous iteration design had a couple of different versions in it. So straight away here, we'll just let it load up the design. You can see, because we designed this at an A3 size already, we know it's going to fill the sheet. So we're going to be doing 100 here. So because we've got 5 colors here, the price of the sheet is going to be a little bit more expensive. So that's why we say at 1 to 3 color, it tends to make sense to go for a cheaper price point, because you get charged more per color. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to remove that for now. And I'm going to add one of our other designs, because this one is going to be a 1 to 3 color design. So straight away, you'll see here that the price has gone down quite rapidly. And what you do here, so first of all, you want to pick your Christmas colors. So we'll bring up the screen here. So you've got all of our stock colors here. So like I say, there's literally hundreds of them. If you want to use the special shimmer inks or metallic colors, you need to select the Target Festive palette, and you've got them all ready-made for you. So I want to make sure that I'm using Rudolph Red Metallic Red here. I also want to make sure I'm going to be using that wonderful Kelly Green Tree Green Shimmer. And then I want a bit of, just to finish it off, I'm going to go for some black metallic as well. So I've mixed up the colors a little bit here, but you could have any version you wanted to. And just to fill up your sheet, you just copy, you select design and paste. And immediately you've got another one on there. Paste again. So you can see you filled it up with 3 designs. Give yourself a little bit of room to make sure you can cut it accurately. Or if you want to add a few neck labels on the bottom, feel free to do that too. But what you've done immediately, so you've taken a £4.37 sheet and you divided it by 3. So each transfer is only going to be about £1, just under £1.50 each, which gives you a really great price point for creating designs and maximising those profit margins that way. So super easy. Literally, all you have to do is add design, and away you go. Or if you want to just use the text designer, we have lots of preloaded text. So let me just delete one of those for you. So you can always add your own slogan in there, especially if you're already placing a design with us and you want to test out the shimmer inks. So let's just add. Just going to add Christmas. Again, we're going to just change the color on that. Put that in a nice red. You can change the font, make it something a bit more Christmassy that way as well. So look in the script section. We've got hundreds and hundreds of fonts in here. So let's go with that one there. So change the font for us. We've got a nice Christmas font. Just add that onto one of your designs. Everything here is all proofed and checked for you. So you can see here, if you go outside of the cut area, you'll give you a little warning and make sure you don't do that. So everything's perfect when it arrives. And you could probably add a couple of those on if you wanted to, but that's all you have to do. Once you're happy with your proof setup here, you literally hit buy and it'll be with you in a couple of days. So does anyone have any questions about placing orders or how to create a gang sheet and maximize profits? Okay, I think that we're all set here. So just as a reminder that we are Target Transfers. We are the UK's leading heat transfer manufacturer. All you have to do is head to custom.targettransfers.com, upload your design, and we'll get it printed for you. If you have any questions about what you saw today, please send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever works for you. We're more than happy to answer your questions in a bit more detail. Do head over to our YouTube page, click subscribe, and have a look at some of our past videos there. We did a fantastic artworking tutorial with Great Dane Graphics last week, and there's lots of great tips and tricks on there above and beyond what we covered today. And if you have any further questions on top of that, after that, just leave a comment in on the YouTube videos. We'll be more than happy to help. I would like to thank Molly for joining us today and telling us all about screen printed heat transfers. And if anyone is also a heat transfer final user, we will be going live again on Thursday because we do have some brand new sports film extra colors to introduce you to. So if you're a Flex final user, there is 6 brand new colors which you're going to be getting a live demonstration of on Thursday. So thank you again, and we hope to see you on the next event.